Senate Bill 6 is a North Carolina bathroom protections bill, Texas style. Proponents of bathroom bills, like Senate Bill 6, state the safety and privacy of women and children as their motivation. Then they give about 5% of their efforts to reduce a hypothetical and unprecedented threat by enhancing penalties for crimes committed in bath or locker rooms. After token consideration of their motives, they then direct the other 95% of their attention to the intended targets: women and girls, men and boys who are transgender and intersex. Proponents go out of their way to dismiss who people are, preferring only to see what body parts they have. Senate Bill 6 prescribes the continued and flawed evaluation of people based on their physical appearance rather than the content of their character. People who are transgender and intersex are ubiquitous throughout history and geography. Sex and gender ambiguity are a fact of life, regardless of their infrequency or recognition. Typically, our gender corresponds with our genitals. However, on rare occasions, it does not. When a person's gender is different than their sex or genitals, they may experience a sense of distress over the physical and social differences they experience. This distress is clinically classified as gender identity dysphoria. Most people recognize symptoms at a young age and seek to express their identity despite their sex. The acceptance or rejection of that expression can shape a person for the rest of their lives. It may also cause some to re-evaluate previously held beliefs about gender to understand a woman can be born with a penis or a man can be born with a vagina. This is the situation people who are transgender or intersex find themselves through no fault of their own. They do not choose their gender any more than they choose their genitals at birth. They can choose what to do about it. Traditionally, parents, family, and community have suppressed disparity between sex and gender. Suppression, however, is now proven significantly harmful to those individuals. As a person matures, so does their need for authenticity. Manifestations of gender identity dysphoria are inevitable. Transgender adults come from transgender children, and if history shows any pattern, it is that this is not a situation that can be ignored. Failing to treat gender identity dysphoria as a child only leaves the condition to be much more complicated and difficult to treat as an adult. Gender identity dysphoria is a medical condition, not a civil rights issue. Senate Bill 6 and legislation like it are not about bathrooms or locker rooms. They may not even be about religion or the biblical divide between male and female. They are a distraction tool, just as they were in promoting segregation between Black and white Americans, an excuse to treat people differently. Communal showers have been a bad concept from the start, and yet we continue to impose upon students conditions we no longer accept in jails and prisons. I want to be clear, public restrooms and locker rooms, multi or single occupant, are not the highly coveted spaces they are made out to be when arguing their sanctity against people who are transgender or intersex. But who doesn't want a clean, private, soundproof, properly ventilated and air-conditioned room in which to lighten their load or freshen up? Unfortunately, for our economically driven society, multi-occupant restrooms and locker rooms are likely a long-term fixture. When such facilities are provided by the public treasury, it should be clear these facilities are to be equal access to all, barring a significant or overwhelming interest to the contrary. Proponents of Senate Bill 6 have not even attempted to support their hypothetical arguments with facts. They simply dismiss gender and genital ambiguity to uphold the false belief that a person's identity is unmistakably linked with their genitals. This is not a new argument. It is the same objectification women and men have been struggling with for hundreds of years. When a woman's biological value is reduced to her ability or likelihood to reproduce, her social value is often inappropriately linked to her physical appearance. Younger, slender, curvy women with symmetrical bodies often rank higher in social value than women who are older, less curvy, or have already sacrificed their youthful figure to children. How much further devalued are women and men who fail to meet the visual expectations for neither sex? Senate Bill 6 answers these questions and sets out to remove them from public spaces. It takes effort, for some more than others, to realize a woman or a man is more than the sum or quality of their individual parts. Objects are easy to look at, compare, and categorize, while people are much more complex. People take time to get to know, to understand, and to value, while objects are easily embraced or discarded as pleasing or displeasing. Senate Bill 6 is about the same objectification it has always been, giving priority and preference to some more than others, at the expense of human dignity. Until we recognize the consciousness of a person beyond their physical parts, we will continue to fail to see people for who they are rather than what they are. We will continue to focus on genitals rather than people. It really is that simple. The complexity stems from other people denying the reality, withholding opportunities, preventing medical care, restricting identity documents, and promoting laws that literally confine people to the shadows of an otherwise healthy society. Senate Bill 6, or any legislation like it, will only produce the same results as the past. Promoting access to proper care and social recognition, however, will enable people who are transgender or intersex to develop from young women and men to healthy adults who are independent, flourishing contributors to society. It may also enable some peace of mind for those who have already struggled through so much.